my computer on, and there we go. Can you see that? Nothing? Can you see the picture? Okay.
I see a picture of a temple.
Temple.
It looks like your screen.
I did the wrong one. Sorry.
It seems like it's forever late, doesn't it? It's so dark.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I haven't gone outside, but I heard it's dark.
It is.
It's going to be scary going home. Okay, here we go. Screen 2. There we go. Okay, now you can see, right? Got it. Some reason it's struggling to turn on. Well, we'll go for a few minutes here. New York. I don't know if I should answer it or not. Real quick. Hello, Yante. Hello.
Please stop what you're doing and listen to this
I don't want to answer that one. Okay, exit. Let's exit. Okay, we'll go ahead and start. Oh, I'm going to share Shannon. There's Shannon. Yati. Okay, you should be able to see a picture, right? Yeah, I'll go ahead and start. All right. So the other day we started with this picture, and the words that we say is very powerful, and even to ordinary people, they say words can really either motivate or make things worse, bad. But when we tell a story, it really goes into feelings and understanding of things, and it really it's like a movie. It becomes like a movie, and that's what I teach to my students. Anyway, we talked about how Sanat Lehe got visited by a Yei, and then we talked about how the boys grew up, and Nayetnes Ghana was one of the older boy, and he had an experience where the giant took him, and he didn't know how to get out, so So Horned Toad came by and helped him. And one of the things I wanted to say here is that in our lives, we struggle, and sometimes it's so great we cannot seem to do anything on our own. But there's always somebody that is there to help us. And here, not showing the Chizha came and helped, and it gave great advice to the point where the giant was alleviated or done away with. And so Nayet means monster, Nezgana means slayer or monster killer, and that's how the first twin became his name. Okay, so next, let's see. Okay, so the boys grew up, and one day they started asking, people have mothers, people have fathers. We have a mother, but we've never seen our father. And so they start asking the mother, Mom, who's our father? And she just did everything she could to just say nothing, couldn't tell the boys. And so since she couldn't tell, she decided, or the twins decided, to go ask neighbors, people that they knew. So one day they were walking and they saw this hole in the ground. And they climbed down there, and there was an old lady, and her name was Nashe Astan, meaning spider woman. And both twins were there, and they asked the question, do you know who our father is? And she didn't really want to say because nobody else wanted to say. But slowly she said, I think it's time. I think it's time to have you be the two know who your father is. He said, your father is a really strong person. And he has a duty every single day. When you see that sunrise, he's right there. He is holding the sun. That's how strong he is. And we call him the sun barrier. And in Navajo, we say, Johana E, Jigona Re, meaning the one that travels during the day. And Johana E takes that big sun, carries it all the way, that's his work, all the way into the evening. And the Johana E lives in the west where the sun goes down. And Johana E is not just only strong, but he's very, very, very mean. Nobody wants to get near him. It says, he is your father. And so it's time for you to know. Now, before she told that story, she says, I need you to eat some food. I need you to eat some corn that is yellow, white, blue corn mush, yellow, and multicolored. This will help you before I tell you who your father is. And so that's kind of what happened. And then she said, and the boy says, can we go see our father? Oh, he lives way, way far away. It will take you all day and all night. He'll take you. He lives way, way in the east. And then the boys said, I think we will go travel to his home. And so Grandma says, before you leave, there's two more people coming in. Here we go, hold on. Okay, so there we go. A meatball. Okay, now come on in. Okay, so anyway, the twins, the grandma says, I need to give you a gift, and this gift is is a helpful gift. If you're going to travel from here to where your Father is, there are many things that can take your life away. It's hard. It's going to be very, very hard for you to travel to your Father. It says, here are eagle feathers, one for you, one for you. These feathers will tell you what to do, what to say, how you should.
Over the internet, Norma.
How to turn away from danger, all those good things. And so they were given two feathers. And before they left, they met one more person.
Hold on.
And that person, if you can see the WOSHII, Wishy Yishi, Wishy Yishi. The name came from, you know how the little worms, they hump their back and then they move, and then they hump their back and they move. That's how worms move. And so that's how its name comes from, Wishy Yishi. Wishy Yishi says, I want to help. I want you to take this because this is going to be very, very helpful to you. Wishy Yishi says, let me give you this thing and then he went in his mouth, he spit it out and gave it to the twins. When you're ready, you will be able to use this in your journey. Okay, so that's what happened there. And so, okay, what happened? All right, what happened? Okay, I know what to do here. So we're now going into twins. We have tons of pictures. Change every time. And so part 2 is where we are, part 2. All right, part 2. And here we go, it's coming on. Okay, while they're journeying, they came to these big canyons. You know how the big rocks come on the side? Well, these two canyons, they noticed that as they're walking, they start coming together, you know. And Tse, the name of these two rocks, or the rocks they call it, Tse, crushing rock. Okay, when an enemy comes or when they see somebody coming, they come together and without noticing them, they would crush the person they come through. And so they were walking, and all of a sudden, the other thing that they would see was there was a small, they call it small air, and was to help them also. So there's a feather, there's and then there was the little thing that a caterpillar gave. Kind of sits on next to the ear of the twins, and the says, wait, jump back. And so when they held out their feathers, they were able to kind of fly back. And they're very powerful in moving with the feather. And then the rock spoke and said, who are you? Why are you coming here? And where are you going? And of course, Nayet Nazanan, him being an extrovert, he likes to speak out. He said, we are going to go see our father. Who is your father? Johana. As soon as the rock here heard the word Johana, whoa, they came apart and said, whoa. Ni Johana, ni. Let's see, one more person coming in. He's really strong. He's stronger than any one of us. If he's your father, go ahead and go through. So that's how they conquered the first big thing in their journey, to pass through this canyon. Next, sorry. Okay. Next, we have another kind of the second. All right. There's always four things that come in the things that we do in life. And so the next difficulty thing is called Luk'a the Kisha. As they were going through these real tall plants, the plants were like swords. They would wave. Anybody got in the way, they were sliced and murdered or killed. Luk'a the Kisha. And so Luk'a the Kisha, again, the small air, says, jump back, and again they were saved. And then the reed, it talked. Who are you? What are you doing here? Where are you going? And again, Nayet Nazana says, we are going to go see our father. Who is your father? And as soon as the reed heard the word Johana, they kind of stopped, froze, and they didn't want to say anything else except just to open a path. And so the twins walked through that path also, and they were not killed. The third difficulty of things as they journeyed is called Hush.
Can you all pick those up?
No.
Saha.
Everything okay?
Yeah. I shut this conference call. I finally got it, the audio. I really have to got it.
Okay, so Hushadit Saha was these big, gigantic, prickly pear type, just thorns, all kinds of thorns. And they just came, as soon as somebody comes by, they whack, and they stick him, stab him, and kill him. Again, this was the voice that said, jump back. And says you'll be killed by the hush or by the cactus. And so they jump back, they stop, and then the hush says, who are you? And again, Nezgana says, we're going to go find our father. And as soon as he said, who's your father? Johana A. As soon as the cactus heard that, they stopped. It says, come on through. So again, because of the name of their father, because of the name of a stronger person, they're able to go through because everybody knew them. The fourth thing that came was called Se Ashbej. Se means sand. Ashbej means boiling sand. Boiling sand. So while they were walking along, they came to sand. And when they got to the sand, they saw the sand moving. It was like bubbling. So say means sand, and aspeja means boiling sand. Again, the little small air said, and so when they jumped back, and the sand spoke and said, why are you here? Where are you going? Again, Nazgana says, and so as soon as they heard Johana, they knew how powerful Johana was, and they knew they could not contest Johana. And so the sand parted, and they were able to walk through again. So that was the fourth trial, or the fourth difficulty that they had to go through. Now, after the four things that are very hard to go through, they got to the west, and they saw this big mansion, and and so they came to the father, their father's castle. And they got there, and guess what? That's the end of the story. Now, I want to stop here, and I want you to realize that sometimes it takes 4 times for us to understand things. Sometimes it takes 4 things, and if we apply this to the things that we're doing as network marketers, we cannot give up on the first time. If we do, we're done. We're not doing business. And if we give up on the second time, again, we're not doing very big business. And then sometimes another thing comes, and this time it might be really, really hard. But we have to rely on some tools, just like the feather, just like the small air. And sometimes that small air is kind of like our vision, our inner self, our good self that's speaking to us, to our minds, to our hearts. And so we need to lean upon some of those things to get us to even the next level. So maybe 4 times, all of a sudden, we're able to convince or to help or to give understanding. That's what the way life is. And whatever thing you get involved with, having a family, having a job, having things in your life, a home, a car, whatever difficulties you have in your life, as long as you listen to a higher power, to some special things that you need to do every single day, you will always be guided. And that's why I talk about, lean on the light. Okay, next week we'll continue our story. I can't wait to listen next story. Next thing I wanted to show you is what I call, and I'll just begin. This is what all of us that are in network marketing can begin to do a little bit. Let's say this was me, and I am pro 0 right now, meaning I don't have anybody that I've come to work with me yet. I have all you folks that are Lifevantage, either a customer or a person that's promoting. So if I was a promoter, I would do this. I would say, this is the reason, and I can either tell it to others, or I can just keep it within myself and say, I really need to know why. Why do I want to go visit my father like the twins? because they didn't know. They didn't know who he was. And then when they were told, they found out how special their father was, how strong, and what kind of job he does every single day. Well, in network marketing, in Lifevantage, my reason is we have, in our Navajo peoples, in our nation, we have a lot of young people that are struggling, especially today with all the things around them. The school is kind of down, working is kind of down. And I also look at the elders and say, we need to help the elders. And of course, Lifevantage is the way to help them. It is to give them something that will help their, not just their body outside, but more importantly, the body that's inside, the things that make up all the different parts of our body, which is the cell. If we can make the cell come like awake to do their job, we're going to help the elders. And the next one is my family. This is all my grandkids. I have 14 grandkids, and they are our future. All right. What I say as far as the vision, what I want for my nation or for my Dinan nation is what I want for all Dinan nations, all the nations of the world. Okay. So anyway, today we have a way to invite people. We have a way to tell our vision. We have telling about the Lifevantage, particularly about the synergizers and how that helps the body, particularly the cells. And then we want to do this together. We don't want to do it by ourselves, because together, the twins, they didn't do one person. One person didn't go find the father. The two, because when you have two, you can lean on each other. It is said that one was an extrovert and one was an introvert. Later, you'll find out why that Nayetna had to be an extrovert. Why Tobajishina had to be the introvert. They both have great, great powers. And one of those is us, okay? We either, at times, we're introvert, extrovert. Maybe most of the time we might be introverts. But the biggest reason why we come together is this idea of what I want for the nation is what I want for all nations. If you can really feel that we can help together, not just by ourselves, together, we can do some amazing things. That's what we want. What is that vision? A vision is a vivid mental image. And we feel it. We know something is there that we should do, of what we want at some point in the future. Okay? Not now. We're going to use the number 4. What would happen if we all got together right now, invited more people to our winter stories, more people to understand what we're talking about, our vision? In 4 years, what could happen? This first year, if we do the second year, it will not just double, it will quadruple, because there's a mathematics thing that happens. If we went to the third, wow, what grand things could happen. And then the 4th year. And if we really like the 4th, then we'll go to the 5th. In 5 years, all of us can be at the same level. We started here, we climbed, we got together, did things, and the 4th level, or 4 years, we became together this kind of people. And that's what we want to show the young people, is that in 4 years, we can do amazing, amazing things. Having a vision will give us a clear focus. It will wake us up, it will put us to bed, it will just make us feel so good in our lives. All right. So anyway, let's go to the next. So this is a PowerPoint. I think I'm just going to kind of slow down because we're already getting close to what. I want to show this, and next time I'll show you some more, right? What does it mean to say that we're helping the insides? What does it mean that we can slow down aging and disease and death? What does it mean to say that when we're feeling a certain way, we can overcome those things? So anyway, our journey will be talking about these pictures. Okay, Carol, what's next?
Well, I'll bet everybody would like to see a few more of your slides.
Which one?
They're, just keep going where you're at.
Okay, let me go ahead and turn the presentation back on.
No, oh, yeah, right there. Super.
Okay, so here's a big word: nutrigenomics. What does that mean? Scientific study of the integration of nutrition and genes, especially with regard to the prevention or treatment of disease. If we could take something that's herbal and we put it into our cells where the genes are replicating itself, if we help the genes, we can help every part of our body. All right, so let me just read the last part here. Nutrigenomics is changing everything. Where we once thought we were powerless is now an area for which we have at least some control. The ability to use nutrition to affect our genes means that we're no longer at the mercy of our DNA. We can help ourselves. And how is it that we can help ourselves? Somebody named Dr. David Sinclair said, we have a way to slow down aging. We have a way to slow down disease. And we have a way to delay human death. This very powerful stuff that he's saying. This is from a doctor. This is not just somebody that's just speaking on his own. And when we feel these things like a decrease in our immune system, right now we have this thing, virus. If our immune system, our ability to combat things that are outside in our bodies, we can get sick fast. Or if we're thoughts, we all experience that. Or that sluggishness. My sluggishness comes right around 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. How is that? Can we make it so we're strong most of the day? Or a bad mood, or lack of motivation, or increase of some kind of a stress that we're just feeling like we're falling apart, or just being tired, being just fatigued, all those things. Well, this is what I mean by 3. I wish there was 4. That way our sacred numbers. I think there's 4 because the 3 plus there's some other products that you can add. I think there's 4 things.
There is.
That can really be a help. But you notice there are 3 things that we can help. Oxidative stress, mitochondria theory, and serotonin. And down below, it talks about how stress can be reduced, how we can get extra energy from the middle one, and how we can prolong some things that we're dealing with. They say that when you pull these 3 together, it is stronger. You ever notice that when you have one toothpick, you can break it really easy. If you have 2, it's a little harder. If you have 3, it's even harder. Or a rope or something that acts the same way. So these three things are what really helps the inner self. All right, here's a question. What do heart disease, cancer, lung disease, diabetes, mental disorders, and over 200 additional diseases have in common? And it's just called oxidative stress or free radical damage. And so the oxidative stress damages the integrity of the cell. Nice normal cell, and way over here is cell that used to be nice and good. If you look in the apple, once you open that apple, it's nice and crisp and white. But if you leave it out just for, I don't know, maybe 5-10 minutes, you'll start noticing all these different color changes. That's kind of how we are. We might be young and good looking, but as time goes on, we see big changes. And that's where our herbs that we have can help out. Okay. Anytime anybody wants to add something, let me know. All right. So there it is. This oxidative stress issues, the body is constantly bombarded by oxidative stress. This onslaught of free radicals impacts cellular function. Solution: the body combats oxidative stress by producing antioxidant. So the body is trying to combat things that are stressing us out. Hurdle: unfortunately, the body's production of antioxidants slow down over time. As we get older, this antioxidants it's not as strong. And because of that, all these different things like the heart, the skin, the kidneys, lungs, brain, all those things become less of a strength. They're not as powerful. Science has already discovered that our genes contain incredible abilities to keep our bodies healthy. All right, scientists way beginning to find out that we are incredible. All right, so one of them, the pills that I'm talking about is called NRF2. And the benefits is DNA repair, anti-inflammatory, cardiovascular disease prevention, diabetes prevention, Alzheimer's prevention, cancer prevention, reverse aging of the skin. Wow, these are the big biggies in what I call the net life, the net people, is that they're constantly bombarded with these ailments, yeah. And so thank goodness there's a herb that's NRF2. All right. So anyway, NRF2 energizer. Yeah. So let's go to direct antioxidants. Those are the juice, the fruit, the vitamins. And these are the 5 herbs that I was talking about. Milk thistle, turmeric, green tea, ashwagandha.
It took me forever to remember that.
Yeah, bacopa. These are herbs. These are not some made chemical stuff. These are growing out there in Mother Earth. And these are collected because of their strength to help us. Okay, indirect antioxidants, our body's enzymes. NRF2 turns our body's production of SOD. I'm not totally sure what all those mean, but in the cell, 1 to 1, million seconds. That's how we receive the help that we need. All right. Next, we begin to look at the switches from mitochondria health and sirtuin activities. So then those other 2 bottles that you saw. All right. Mitochondria declines, reduces the power of the cell. If you can think of the cell as a battery, that battery can not be strong anymore. Well, that's where we get the help with this one of the other synergizers. All right, let's go to the next one. NRF1 is another one, synergizer. What does it do? It increases cellular energy, which while slowing down aging, improves sleep quality, boosts mitochondria production and their ability to network, helps to reduce free radical damages in the cell, supports cognitive and brain health, and supports healthy circulatory and cardiovascular system. And the things that are inside right here, again, there's 5 different things into this one little bottle that are jam-packed together. If these 5 things get together, they're powerful. If the next bottle that has those 5 things, they become powerful. And if you miss all 5 or 10 of those things together, they become way, way powerful. So tune in, you had the last theory. As the body runs, its cell creates waste and can back up and slow the cell. So our cell is not just producing energy, but it's also waste things that are there. If not removed, sirtuinins are responsible for this removal, a process called autophagy. Is that how you say it? I don't know.
I don't know.
And this
I don't
process,
think right.
this process is responsible for a myriad of health benefits for mental and physical energy, motivation, moods, cardiovascular health, maintaining cholesterol levels, joint health, healthy DNA function. And so the body is constantly activating sirtuinins, producing additional sirtuinins. Unfortunately, the body's production of sirtuinin and sirtuinin activity slows down over time. So the waste that is being, let go of, it could slow down also, and that's hard to do. And protantin, which is a NAD synergizer. What does that do? Supports longevity, and that, I don't know how you say that, autophagy, removal of cellular waste, mental focus, positive mood and motivation, mental and physical energy, body's healthy inflammatory response, maintains cholesterol level already in the healthy range, supports healthy vascular system. This one that has four different herbs, and it's jam-packed into here. And so when you think about it, sirtuinin activity goes down, a natural decline in sirtuinin activity. How to increase sirtuinin activity? There it is, NAD synergizers, 100%, okay? So that's cool. Now let's talk about what the benefits of using this plus sharing it with others. This is something that can really help our young people. You can do all this sharing from home, particularly the way we're doing things right now through the internet. Virtual office, that means right here in your home, you can set up something. No inventory. I don't have a whole case full of stuff here, like a store. I just let people order themselves. Low entry costs. Your social sharing, which is what we're doing right now, it is powerful. Personal online store is, you have your own little internet store and you can tell people about it. Daily bonus, travel. If you want to travel, this is a way to travel. Excellent life education, which I added this last one. I am getting the best education in the world because I'm learning about a business, a product, and about people. All right, let's go to the next one. I think I got about 5 more slides. I don't know if you can hang in there. But
I'm
this,
willing if everybody else is. I'm enjoying it.
okay. So in this LifeVantage has, it's been around 11 years, headquarters in Utah, publicity trade. It's been recognized on the Wall Street. The company's debt free, no beso, nobody owns anything. And the type of people that kind of on the board, they come from big companies like Coca-Cola, Airbribe,
Airbnb, it's spelled wrong there. Airbnb.
Okay, I spell it wrong.
That's okay.
S.C. Johnson, I don't know what company that is, but I think it's a big, gigantic something.
Johnson & Johnson, it's the big
Yes.
cleaning, S.C. Johnson, the cleaning products and all kinds of things.
The big thing about this picture is LifeVantage is kind of down at the beginning stage, where another company that's similar to LifeVantage is Amway. They have a lot of products too. But see, the growth, we haven't even got to the growth yet. 80% of the company's growth happens right up here, okay? So if you look at the numbers on the side, 600 million, I guess, is what's way up there. We're down here below the 200 million. But if we start here, look how much we have that we can enjoy. And so we'll just kind of keep updated on that one. As far as different products, things that have to do with aging, it's big. And this is looking at the world. Skin care is next. Hair is next. Hair care, pet care. And he let Sean, he bet because he does it though. Adult, just energy drinks. That's a big thing in different companies also. And then we have weight loss stuff. But I think this is the key to ours. This is way big for us. All right. As far as networking means being together, knowing about each other, sharing things, sharing cultural things, sharing network things, sharing the story that we have about our health. All those things are called networking. We, the net people, have a most powerful way of connecting towards one another. We call it clanship. I'm going to tell you who my clan is, so you can tell me if I'm related to you. Look at the enshla. Ado ashin do bashishin. Kizathan dashiche. Kappa dashinale. One of those will be related to any one of you. And that's how we connect. We can say she brothers, she che, she nale, those kind of ways. All right. So we'll get to know each other that way. Now, Carol, I'm not totally 100% good at this part. How do I
would love to, yeah.
And I'll study this.
I'm not going to say a whole lot about the different ways to make money. I just would like people to know that they really pay out 6 different ways. Yeah. So the chance, and the reason that picture, that little Jeep is there, is because when you get to a certain level, which is Pro 7, and you stay there for a while, they give you a Jeep. You get to choose the color, you get to choose a lot about it, and it's yours, title free.
Yeah, very good.
They give you the title. You're not making payments on it like some other companies. And then that circle just basically says that everybody works together, and we all end up making, when people are doing things in Japan or Ireland or Thailand or China, we make just a little bit of every one of those things. And so that's what the global revenue is about, and why this is such an exciting way for young entrepreneurs to make a living, to be able to make a kind of income that we can actually give back. And that's one of the things that Clayton when he talks about what he wants for our nation, his nation is what he wants for all nations. That's the whole idea, that we can give back
Yeah.
to our communities. I'd love to see somebody draw a picture of the fact that we can become an area where everyone has electricity, everyone has running water, everyone has air conditioning in the summer. You know, it's a chance for young entrepreneurs to give back. The kind of
Nice.
money that's earned in this company is amazing. And you and I, our children, anybody that wants to do this can do it. So that's just kind of it in a nutshell. Just so you know, there's
Very good.
different ways you get paid, and it's hard to explain it all. And
Yeah. So there's
it'll
there's two types of networks. The consumers, the guys that just use the products, they're a network in itself. You can
yes,
connect with each other on that. Or you can be a distributor, and then there's a whole bunch of network people working on leadership, working on how to share, to make a team. You can be on a team networking, or you can be on a product networking. I think everybody should have a Jeep myself.
they're fun.
I'm looking at a Jeep right now. Weekly commission, that's a way to do it on a weekly basis.
Yeah,
Um,
go on to
creating leverage income. Oh, the details of how that works. That we're going. I'd like to have somebody explain that to me. Yeah.
I can explain it to you a little bit later, but bottom line, this is like if we wrote a story or we sang a song and we did it once and it's recorded and then we get paid for it forever.
Ah.
That's what leveraged income is. It's paid over and over and over for something you worked on and got set up. And
Yeah.
so that's why it's, you know, as a grant writer, I had to have more grants
Yeah.
to make an income. Whereas doing this, and people continue to take it, you continue to earn an income off of it. So
Very good. Very good. All righty. Next. This is really small to see, but there's Pro 1, Pro 2, Pro 3, Pro 4, and then the details of the commission, the ranks, the payouts, 1, 2, 3 ways, or 3 different ways of looking at it, the average percent of pay, and the average number of months to achieve rank. And that's what those are. So we can go as far as we want. But I like to see helping each other as a group just move up. And maybe by 4 years, we'd be right in the middle somewhere, like 6 or 7. All right. That's our goal. That's our direction. All right. Can I do this? There's some support. Global customer support, easy to follow IT. What's ITT system?
ITT is invite, tools, and team.
Team.
In
Okay.
other words, it's the system. It's kind of like McDonald's.
Okay. Process.
Every McDonald's is done the same way. ITT means we do it the same way. We invite people.
Yeah.
We share tools like this one and other things to show people what it's all about. And we also work as a team.
Very good. Regular team meetings and training. That's how we get our skills. That's how we get our mindset. That's how we become leaders. I love that. I just love that we can build each other. In kind of like inside out idea. Regular corporate events and training. Those are the big training that we can be a part of. Incentives and perks, of course, those come every once in a while. I think there's one going on right now. Support community, and we need to support each other really big because we're the ones that make it all work. All right, so down at the bottom it says, Betenika. Yes, we are all up to it. That's what it says.
I need to learn that.
Yes. And this is the biggest word that we have in our Navajo nation. Ahojit ego. It's up to us to get what we want in life. That's a big thing that Navajos use. And there's my friend Lucille talking about her baskets and her jewelry and her clothing. She's a great presenter. All right, Kode, that's it. We are done with that.
Thank you.
All right.
Anybody have any questions? Now what would be really fun is if you could take that and put it more in, even more Navajo, but there's lots of places where you were able to give some direction and some thought in Navajo, but you did an awesome job, Clayton.
Well, thanks. Hey, if anybody wants this PowerPoint, just email me, text me, and I'll send it to you. You can spruce it up the way you want it. And then I would encourage you to present to somebody, a group, a small group, and then invite them to come to the big group where they can learn about the cultural story. Thanks, Carol, for promoting and helping us with this. It's great.
Oh, I'm excited. I believe this is something that we're all supposed to be doing. This is my purpose in life, to share this and to share it with the Native American people.
I'm going to put my email in there in the chat.
Okay.
And also my cell number, so you can text me, 801-232-5624. So if you want a copy of this Lifevantage presentation, and later I'll be able to send the PowerPoint of the twin stories also, if you desire to have that. Okay, I'm done.
Thank you.
Next week,
I
right?
take
Next week.
I've taken
Yeah.
a copy of that. If you
Yeah means thank you. Yeah.
say it again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, where can I write it? Right here. I can write it in the chat. Yeah. Oh, my computer's not writing anything. Yeah. Yeah. So if you look at it, it's three sounds.
Oh, okay.
Was the first one. And then HE kind of has a high tone. Yeah. And then the stretch one. He, he,
Eh.
yeah.
Yeah.
Use your hands. Yeah. He.
Yeah.
There
I
you
will
go.
get it.
Just three simple sounds. All right. Next week, 6 o'clock. Bring
Okay.
some people.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
You'll have this recorded for those of you that would like a copy of the recording. He can send that to you also.
Yeah. Let's see. I need to. How do I? In? Okay, not in. There's in.